chicken burritos, cookies, pepperoni pizza. My whole day is binging and purging. It's a losing battle every single day.
You could be dead within a year.
But I'm a model. I'd rather die than be fat. I don't want to eat it. If you just like shove it in, that's the only way it's getting into my body.
You need help.
Forget it, I don't care. I don't care to live anymore.
What did you eat?
Chicken burritos.
How many? You had 4.
Yes, I had 4.
It's not even lunchtime. And you've already thrown them up. Yeah?
All right. We'll talk anymore. Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a model. I loved modeling, but I've had to give it up because it just wouldn't work around my eating schedule. From the time I wake up, the first thing I think about is food. I try to hold out as long as I can to not eat, because once I do start eating, the whole binge and purge cycle starts. That's my whole day, is binging and purging. I hop in my car, and the first place I typically go is to get my chicken burritos. These are heaven, and I get about 4 of those. After I finish those, I find some place to throw them up. And right after that, I'm immediately hungry. So I go and get my cookies. This is where I buy all my junk food. I buy tons and tons of junk food at the dollar store. Of course, it's a lot cheaper there. It'll be gone within 10 minutes. I'll eat it all at once. Gosh. But after I throw the junk food up, I'd like to get massive $5 pizza. It's amazing. It's actually pretty painful to purge up the pizza because it did fill me up so much, but it is so worth it. One of the things that I can't live without is my diet soda. I buy about 30 to 40 bottles at a time, and I do keep them in my trunk. This is probably the amount I normally get. It doesn't last very long. This might 2-3 days. It's constant diet soda to absorb the food and make it easier for me to throw it up. I prefer to purge at home because I know it's safe there and I know the plumbing. But usually there's someone always there. Oh, Mary's still here. I thought you had left. What are you doing? Nothing anymore. This is just all because people are everywhere. It's a pain, man. When I do purge, I don't have to use my fingers. All I have to do is just kind of lean over and just put a little pressure with my hands on my stomach.
She tries to be sneaky, but we all know what she's doing.
It just starts all over again until the moment I have to go to sleep.
It's an obsession. It makes me sick to my stomach. I want my kids to eat and be healthy. I mean, this is my baby girl.
When I was born, I already had 2 other siblings. We're all from different dads.
I was a single mom with 3 kids, and I was working several jobs at once. And at night, I was working as a bartender.
When I was 11 years old, my youngest brother was born. My mom had to work at night, so by the time I got back home from school, I would be on baby duty. It was hard taking on the responsibility of watching this baby. I thought my childhood was over. I really started to just feel sad and depressed all the time.
She would lock herself in a room and not talk to anybody. There was absolutely no making her feel better.
As a teenager, I tried to commit suicide twice.
I thought, what did I do wrong that she is so miserable? I didn't understand.
About a year later, I started to use food to take away the pain. Food became my new comfort.
Hello, Amanda.
I loved it and I hated it at the same time because I started getting fat.
Amanda, Francis, Andrus, Reardon.
Right about the time I had graduated high school, eating disorders were being brought to my attention. You know, you see celebrities doing them. That's how I got my ideas. Within a 3 weeks period, I had lost about 20 pounds and I started getting all these compliments. It was the best feeling, so I wanted to keep doing it. And becoming skinny just led to finding modeling jobs. I didn't see the negative side of it. It was just all this positivity coming towards me.
I had the feeling that she might be experiencing anorexia or bulimia. I wasn't sure which.
It was addicting, and being bulimic, I've lost modeling jobs. I'm flat broke. I have no social life. Food took over.
Amanda's condition is super serious. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what else to do.
I just hope she gets better. I don't want to lose her. I don't have another sister.
I like to think that I can control things that happen around me. And this, I have no control, except making her reach out for help. But at any moment, she can say, I don't want to do this. And that's what scares me.
Well, the first thing we notice is that your potassium was dangerously low. Potassium is used to help the heart contract. And when your potassium is too low, your heart can no longer contract. And so you may be just walking on the street one day and all of a sudden you'll go down and your heart will stop. Now, the other thing we found is that your electrocardiogram is grossly abnormal. It was almost as if you were a 70-year-old man in the emergency room having a heart attack. You have no energy, your heart is not pumping the blood, which carries the oxygen to your tissues, to your brain, so your thinking is probably slowed, and you're probably sleeping all the time. Now, the other problem we found was that because of all this excessive purging, you're very dehydrated, and because you're dehydrated, your kidneys are starting to fail. If your kidneys fail, you would have to go on dialysis. It's where they hook you up to a machine for 8 hours a day. It's no way to live. But I guess the good news is that with the proper intervention, all of this can turn around very quickly, actually.
The thought of losing my child to something like, I want to be thin and beautiful, it hurts. He's giving you your test results. He's telling you what you could potentially do to your body.
Mom, I know all this stuff already.
Don't get frustrated with me. I don't know how else to deal with it. And I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now to do the right things. I'm worried about you.
I know you're fully supporting me now, but, you know, if I want to get help, it's up to me.
All right, guys, let's have dinner. Why don't you come sit down? Lena, be careful. I don't want you falling out of your chair.
I'm full.
You had like 3 pieces.
I know, but
Here, You're not done eating.
I don't have an appetite.
All right.
My name is Nickey. I'm 26, and I'm a wife and a mother of 2 boys.
Good morning.
I have anorexia, obsessive compulsive disorder, and body dysmorphia disorder. Being naked makes me want to throw up and cry. If I had all the money in the world, I would have to set like a world record for plastic surgery. I'd have the eye lift right here, liposuction that baby right out of there. Tighten it up and implant it. I do the cheek implants. If they can fix it with some nips and tucks and surgery, then we might as well have medical intervention.
No matter how many words of encouragement I give, I feel pretty powerless to help her improve her self-image.
Our shower is terrifying because it's see-through. I am not one of those people that can stand there and look at themselves without clothes on, so I put towels up while I'm in the shower to avoid that additional stress. You have 14 blue shirts. Just pick one. I have a big problem getting out of the house in the morning because I have to match all of my clothes, from my bra, underwear, socks, shoes, flip-flops, pants, shirts, undershirts. They all have to color coordinate or it'll cause me stress the whole rest of the day. That looks retracted. Horizontal stripes, make it look wider. Ugh. These thoughts just come into your head and they're so rapid and they're so mean. You're too fat to wear that, you're too chubby, that makes you look 10 pounds overweight.
No rational person would think that she's overweight or that she's fat in any way.
I'm terrified of gaining weight. I definitely restrict my calorie intake. I'm usually eating less in a day than what you eat in one meal. And that one meal worth of calories makes me feel disgusting and fat. Deducting, let's say, a pound for the towel, we at 120. Pretty gross. Just feel like I'm getting chubbier. It's a losing battle every single day. You're too fat to wear that. It's not your size. Don't even try that. You're not cute enough. I don't understand how people can love you. You're crazy. That's a defect. That's a defect.
And I have my 2-year-old out there calling for me, and I have to go out there and put on a happy face and make the rest of his day better.
My worst fear is that I will never get over this. I will pass these behaviors on to my kids, and I'll just always hate myself. It's important for me that I get better now because my boys are getting older and I don't want them to have the same feelings about food and themselves that I had growing up. I was always a daddy's girl growing up.
As a young kid, she was so bright and happy all the time, and she was my life.
Well, my dad had to work a lot, and he worked the shift where we didn't really see him. And my mom had a really hard time dealing.
Her mom started exhibiting the eating disorder where she became deathly thin.
My mom had anorexia, bulimia, restrictive eating, binging, purging, and she had a really tough time with depression. It was very stressful for me in junior high and high school. My parents got divorced, and ever since then, I've just been keeping this wall up between me and my dad. And my mom was having a hard time, so I tried to be good at everything I was doing. I got straight A's, was on honor roll, and I tried my best to keep myself maintained and perfect so as not to add any stress to my mom.
What you did? My hair.
At 14, everything fell apart. I had a classmate and his friend in junior high school, and they had a plan in place to sexually assault one of their female classmates, and I just happened to be an easy target. He got me over to his house on the premise that he was having a birthday party and nobody else was there but us. And the struggle ensued, and I was trying to fight him off, and my arms and my wrists were bruised from being held. I had scratch marks up and down the inside and outside of my thighs, and my whole body just hurt. I didn't want to talk about it to anybody. I especially didn't want to talk about it with my dad, because if we had told him in the moment, it would have been explosive. At that point in time, I thought that there must have been something wrong with me that had made me such a target, and because of that, I felt like everything about me was wrong in some way. I needed to figure out a way to change it. When I stopped eating and started noticing how many people were making comments about, oh, you look so great, and oh, you look so thin, and as a teenage girl, that's something that you always want to hear. One day, after a long period of not eating, I passed out on the bathroom floor, and my mom took me to the emergency room where our pediatrician told her she thought I had anorexia. I had absolutely no metabolism. I had less than 2% body fat. I was pretty sick. All during high school, I tried to put on the happy face, and on the inside, I just felt like a mess.
Love you guys.
Then here comes Jordan, this just wonderful beacon of a human being, and just changed everything.
During our time dating, Nickey had told me about her eating disorder, but it didn't really make a huge difference to me.
He asked me to marry him, and I could not say yes fast enough.
It is my pleasure to pronounce you at this time husband and wife, and you may kiss the bride.
We got pregnant within the first year of being married.
I was very excited to be having a baby, but I was terrified of gaining weight. You want a bottle? Although I love both of my sons, I think that delivering them and having them has ruined my body. It's just reached an all-time high with the body dysmorphia. If I don't get help now, I'm afraid I'm going to end up checked into some hospital somewhere, leaving my boys and my husband to fend for themselves.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mansbacher.
Hello, I'm Amanda.
Nice to meet you. Why don't you come on back? I am Dr. Jordana Mansbacher. I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I have a specialty in treating eating disorders. Why don't we start with why you're here?
I'm here because I've been bulimic for 3 years now, and it's just now hitting me how bad I'm hurting my body.
So how much food are you keeping down per day?
I try to get it all out. I mean, of course, some stays in, otherwise I wouldn't be alive.
How much do you think stays in? How many calories are?
I should hope not more than 200.
I am pretty scared for you, because if you say that you think you only keep down 200 calories, you could be dead within a year.
I can't be fat. I'd rather die than be fat.
Looking at you, you look pretty emaciated for your height.
I know I'm underweight, but to me it doesn't feel that way inside.
You can have any feeling you want, but if you're acting and hurting yourself, that's what matters. The goal I'd like to work with you on is your constant need to binge and purge, and that relationship you have with food, and changing it into a healthier relationship with food. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah. I was confident going into it, but afterwards I'm now a bit scared and apprehensive whether I'll be able to follow through. I'm going to try my best.
Opening the pantry and getting into the pantry is hard for me. A lot of times I'll just freak out. Just looking at high-fat, high-carb foods makes me feel gross and ugly and sad. If I don't get help now, I'm afraid I'm going to snap.
Hi, Nickey. I'm Dr. Giuliani. I'm Dr. Giuliani. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist specializing in the treatment of eating disorders. What prompted you to come in today?
Most prominent right now is body dysmorphia disorder. There's factors of OCD and variant anorexia, and I have a really hard time just being comfortable in my own skin. It's just gotten to a point where I just can't do it anymore.
Okay, and that's good. You can try to hide it, and you haven't told me that, but I can pretty much assume that that's true. But you're gonna model this behavior for your sons. Does your husband know about, your struggles?
I don't really bring him into it in its entirety. He sees more or less glimpses of it.
Okay, so we're gonna go through family members. How would you describe your mom?
She's had a wide range of eating-related problems, eating disorders.
What is your relationship like with your dad now? Does he know about your struggles?
He definitely knows, and he has a lot of concern, and he wants me to get better. But as far as the depth and the breadth of it, we don't really discuss it.
Okay. The next 6 weeks, we're going to be meeting with each other 3 times a week. At the end of that, we're going to revise our treatment plan, and we're going to work on an aftercare program for long-term treatment. During our early work together, what would you have hoped to achieve?
Spend more quality time with my husband.
Okay.
Talk more openly about it with my dad.
And when you say it, tell me what you're talking about.
The aspects of the different disorders.
Okay. Any more?
To eliminate some of the negative associations with certain foods. I would just like to eat cake at my son's birthday. It's just cake. It's just food.
It's just food.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be probably the most difficult journey of your life, but you can get to the other side.
Well, we've got food ready to go if everybody's hungry. Amanda and Panda cooked. I invited the family over to my house for dinner. And I know it's gonna sicken everybody to watch Amanda eat and gorge herself.
All right, I hope this is enough.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. She's always hungry. And pasta's like a big problem. She loves her pasta. For the amount of food that she eats, there is no way she keeps hardly any of it down. I mean, she's like a skeleton right now. It's totally taken charge of her life. Thought it was just a simple phase and it would go away.
Yeah, I'm so glad she's doing this program.
You can only tell somebody so much. Don't do that. You shouldn't eat that much. You're going to make yourself sick. Don't make your stomach hurt. I mean, how many times have you heard me tell her?
I know.
Everyone else is doing their own thing. So I'm still hungry, so I am trying to eat the leftovers before anyone walks in.
This program has got to work.
To me, this is my last-ditch effort. I don't know what else to do for her.
I know. She's just gone too far right now.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I didn't purge up the dinner that I had earlier. I'll probably finish this, and then probably within 30 minutes, I'll go throw it up.
This morning, I am going into a registered dietitian. I've never met with one before, so I'm a little uncomfortable.
Are you Nickey?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm Brina Jurgensen. I'm a registered dietitian at an outpatient treatment center for eating disorders.
All
All right. Can you tell me what your fear foods are? Do you have fear foods? Foods
I
that
have
you're
a lot
afraid
of off-limit foods.
Okay.
Brownies and ice cream and cake and ice cream and the combination of the two.
Okay. So you've never been able to have cake or anything with your children?
Not without having any negative association that goes along with it.
Okay. So that will be definitely a challenge that we do together. Let's do a cupcake challenge and really kind of work through some of those negative thoughts that are happening while you're eating it. Scary?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you feel like the worst thing is that could happen?
That it's gonna turn right into fat and I'm gonna gain a bunch of weight.
Okay. So we'll be able to practice that too and see that that really doesn't happen. Does that sound like a plan to you?
Yeah. We've driven by this place like 100 times and never been here. It's nice to be out, but I'm just having an incredibly awful day. The dysmorphia is super high, the restrictive eating is super high. I mean, I'm stressed and tired and I don't have any idea what I want. I'm not gonna enjoy the actual experience of going out.
I'm just gonna get the brisket.
I don't know how big the portions are here. I'm nervous, I don't know what to eat.
Nickey has this eating disorder and she internalizes so much of it that it has an impact on our marriage.
Oh,
Wow.
it's a lot of food.
Some of this roll?
Mmm,
Here, take a little bit.
I'm full.
I had like 3 pieces.
I know, but I can't eat a lot of barbecue sauce.
All right. I see the eating disorder really manifest itself in front of me. I feel pretty powerless to help her. I love Nickey, and it's difficult for me to watch her like that. I just don't know how to deal with it.
I wanted to come to Amanda's therapy session tonight because I'm worried about her. She's still binging and purging. I don't think she has the motivation to get well by herself, so I've come here to ask what I can do. She needs help, more than I can give her.
Okay.
I can only tell her so many times, save some for later, don't eat too much. It's like walking on eggshells around Amanda a lot. You have to be very careful or she'll turn you off.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do for her.
What do you think about what you've gone through the last few weeks? Now that you're going through this intensive program.
It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I had no idea it was going to be this hard.
So would it be helpful to ask for Mom's help when you feel like a binge and purge is coming on?
I think, the best way you can help is just wait for me to come to you.
So I guess what you asked, what is the best thing, is use your mom. Use your support system around you. When you feel like you're getting out of control, call her. She's here, she's ready, she's available, she's willing, and that's the best support and advice I can give any family.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I think my mom is doing everything she can to help me. I just don't want her to overdo it.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
I want to feel like I'm doing this on my own and I'm strong enough to tackle this by myself.
One of Nickey's goals was to be able to eat cake with her son on his first birthday. And so we decided to do a cupcake challenge together. Do you know what flavor the cake's gonna be for his birthday?
I think just chocolate. I don't think I can do it.
You can take a couple bites of it. I just really don't want to do it.
I know. How come?
I don't want to eat it, and the only reason I would be eating it is not to disappoint you, because I don't want to eat it.
What was one of your overall goals about going through this?
Eating cake or cupcakes at Dylan's birthday party. And I'll do it. I mean, it's gonna be for him. I'm just not far enough along yet where I can do it for me.
Do you think you can try any of it?
If you just think to shove it in, that's the only way it's getting into my body. I can't eat it. I can't.
I got us some takeout.
What'd you get me?
We got chicken quesadillas.
Oh, she knows me.
I do. I've made it almost 2 days without purging up anything I've eaten.
Looks good. Very filling. Perhaps we'll save a little for later.
Right now I'm really hungry, so of course it looks like I can eat it all, but...
That's what this is all about, to think about how to pace yourself, and then it'll become automatic.
Yeah.
Don't eat until your stomach hurts. Are you trying to cut back on the diet soda as well?
And that's a big, big step. We won't even touch that. Let's work on the eating first. It was a little uncomfortable with her watching me eat. You know, it was a little saddening to me because it's like, you don't believe I could do this?
Baby steps. Just keep talking to me, letting me know what I can do.
To town so he can be at Dylan's first birthday party, and he hasn't been here for 3 years. Well, me and my dad haven't really had the chance to be very close just because we don't get to spend a lot of time together even when we were growing up. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Hello. Definitely having him here and having him involved, I think, is gonna make us a lot closer going forward. I miss you.
I'm not gonna put you down. I'm still in shock. I just can't believe I'm here.
Yay!
I missed you very much.
I missed
More than
you
you
too.
You even know.
It's a long time.
I was trying not to cry, but
Don't cry, please. Don't cry,
every
because
time.
I will turn into a mess if you start crying. I need my dad in my life, but I'm apprehensive because he doesn't know the extent of the obsessiveness and the restrictive eating and the body dysmorphia.
you look great.
Thanks. Where are you going?
Hi.
This is my dad,
Mike.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. One of Nickey's goals with her father is to open up more to the truth of her eating disorder. Nickey, why don't we start out by, sharing with your dad about the body dysmorphic so that your dad really understands?
Like in a physical sense, I don't like anything about me, so I don't like to shop, I don't like to get dressed in the morning, I don't like to do any of that.
It's really hard for me to accept and to hear you say that, or why you would think that about yourself. I mean, I don't really know enough about it to understand it yet, so.
Nickey's father knows of her sexual assault. Now, her dad needs to learn what it was truly like for her during that very difficult childhood. Let's talk a little bit about kind of what you've started to share.
We were talking about the general decline of our family unit.
I remember everything pretty much going to hell after I left. My house, my kids, my wife. She was just incapacitated.
She was going through a high alcoholic episode, so she didn't leave the house hardly at all unless it was to the grocery store, to the liquor store. And I'd come home from school and just hang out with her just to give her that companionship.
Emotionally, Nickey, what was that like?
It was pretty much the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I mean, just trying to take care of everybody.
Nickey was underparented emotionally, and she was asked to do things above and beyond her chronological years in her psychological maturity.
Even when I was older, I didn't really let you parent me too much. I just wanted to be the kid that didn't need to be
Why?
parented.
Why?
Because I was too busy parenting other people.
Yeah. Mike, how are you feeling as you're listening to Nickey kind of say what that time was like?
It was a very sad time for all of us. Our family was pretty much split apart.
It wasn't your fault.
Hey, receive it, okay? Your dad's okay. You don't need to take care of him, okay? You have taken care of everybody way too much in your life, Nickey. Let somebody else see your tears. It's okay.
I can't remember the times I've actually ever seen her cry. I mean, she never does. She always holds it in. She's always the strong one. You didn't do anything wrong, Eddie. It wasn't your fault. You're the most special person in the whole world to me. You're my little girl. I always were. I always will be.
You guys need each other. You need him now. And it looks like he needs you to let him be a parent.
Do you want to parent me?
Always needs you, you know that.
Going through the recovery, a lot of my behaviors are changing. Although I'm still binging all day long, I'm not throwing it all up. From the start of this process to the end, I gained over 15 pounds. It made me freak out, and I realized I'm not ready to give up the binging and purging, and I'll still keep at it. I haven't weighed this much in over 2 years, so I just completely don't care anymore. Yeah.
But you look healthier to me.
Well, I don't care. I just don't care anymore.
So as far as follow-up care, are you going to come back to therapy?
I think I would just be wasting more of your time if I did, because I'm not willing to get better. Just at such a hopeless state right now that I don't care about anything. So,
what puts you in that state?
Yeah, everything. The number, the future, just everything. I just don't care anymore, you know?
You're pretty much at despair. It's a long process. You got to get to the bottom of what the problem is, and you've been having problems and feeling depressed and horrible for such a long time. But we've got a long way to go. But you're not willing to,
I just don't want to go.
You don't want to go through with it?
No.
Okay. I don't care if it's tomorrow, if it's 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. My door is always open. You can always get a hold of me. And I will be here for you. Okay? So will you at least consider it?
Thank you.
Okay. This is Amanda's first attempt at trying to get help. So her regressing back to where she was only 6 weeks ago is really not surprising to me. You have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I don't think Amanda is there yet.
You want to talk about your last session? Tell me how it went.
Well, I went there and she offered to let me keep coming, and I turned her down.
Why would you do that?
Because it's not helping.
I thought it was helping. I just want you to make a promise to me that you'll give it a little more time.
Well, there's nothing you can do. I already made up my mind.
So what now? What now? If you just want to stop everything, you're going to go back to being a skeleton stick and what? Do you want to die? What?
Mom, you know I've been this way for years. It's not just the eating disorder. I've been sad and I'm tired of being sad.
I understand.
And I don't want to go see a therapist. I don't want the meds. I just want it to stop.
Amanda, I have told you if I could help you, I would. I don't know what else to do for you. All I know is to try to make you happy.
I get it. I don't care. I don't care to live anymore.
even care about my own life. What does it make you? What is throwing up food? What does it even matter?
I know you're hurting, and a lot of people go through that. You need help. You can't just give up. Then you're right back where you started.
We're getting dressed for Dylan's birthday party, and this should be a relatively easy process today because I decided to wear a blue shirt, so now I just have to figure out if I'm gonna wear white underneath it or black underneath it. It'll probably look better with white underneath. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't at least try the white underneath it and see if it's better. The white is definitely better. Two, that was all. Took 2 times. Let's have cake!
That's an adorable outfit, Nickey. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Do you want to have some cake?
Cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cake! Me? Can Dilly try it?
There we go.
Here you go.
My goal at the beginning was for people to eat cake at my son's birthday. Everybody's gotta have a piece.
You know I'm eating some cake.
I am terrified of eating cake, but I realize that I need to work on being a good example for my family.
All right. Who else is having cake? Erica, I know you want cake. Sugar rush. We have ice cream too. We have chocolate chip cookie dough and. That's the scoop out there.
And I ate it, went into my body and digest just like every other food, and it was just fun. It was a beautiful mess. The experience was good.
There you go.
Thank you. And some ice cream. My boys, they're beautiful and they're amazing, and I want them to feel like that every single day. I don't want them to have a second of this. I would be terrified to think that my kids would have an eating disorder. There's so much cake on his badge that it just says, "It's my day." We really deserve to be happy and to be over this whole disorder as a family, and I deserve it too.